You know that feeling, right? The lights in the theater go down, the audience gets quiet, and that big, heavy curtain starts to rise. There's this incredible sense of magic in that moment, like you're about to be let in on a secret. Well, in this explainer, we're going to pull that curtain all the way back and show you exactly how that magic gets made. But have you ever really stopped to think about what goes into that experience? I mean, what are all the different parts that have to come together perfectly to make a play feel so, well, so real? That is the big question we are digging into today. And this quote, it just nails it. A play isn't one single thing. It's this giant, complicated, beautiful puzzle. So for the next few minutes, we're going to look at all the different pieces. And, just as importantly, the people who put them all together. Okay, first things first. Let's lay out all the pieces of our puzzle. We're going to start with the absolute fundamentals, the core building blocks that you'll find in pretty much any play ever. Here they are, the 6 key ingredients. You've got the script, which is like the recipe. The stage, that's your kitchen. The audience, well, they're the ones who get to enjoy the meal. And then you've got the tangible stuff. The set that builds the world, the costumes that define the people in it, and the light that sets the whole mood. You take away even one of these, and the whole thing just doesn't work. Let's start with the script. This is so much more than just words on a page. Think of it like the DNA of the show. It has all the instructions, all the dialogue, everything that guides every single person involved from start to finish. Next up, the stage. It could be this massive, high-tech setup, or just a simple wooden box in the middle of a room. It doesn't matter. Its job is always the same: to create a world and tell you exactly where to look. Now, here's a piece of the puzzle you might not even realize is a piece. You, the audience. Seriously, a play performed in an empty theater is just a rehearsal. It's your laughter, your gasp, your focused silence that actually completes the whole circuit. You bring the energy. The set. This is what pulls you into another time and place. Whether it's a fancy king's castle or a tiny, messy kitchen, the set, the furniture, the walls, the props, is what makes that world feel solid and believable. And let's talk about light, because it's kind of the secret weapon of theater. It does way more than just let you see the actors. A harsh spotlight can make you feel an interrogation. Soft, warm light can make you feel cozy. It's basically painting with emotion. And finally, we have costumes. Think about it. Before an actor even says a single word, you already know so much about their character just from what they're wearing. It's instant visual storytelling at its best. So we have all our pieces laid out on the table. The script, the stage, the set, lights, costumes. But, these pieces don't just magically jump up and snap themselves together. That takes people. Which brings us to the who. So who are these puzzle masters? Let's peel back the curtain a little further and meet the incredible team that takes all those individual pieces and turns them into a living, breathing show. Okay, everything kicks off with the playwright. This is the creator, the person who has the initial spark of an idea and builds an entire world on the page. But then the script gets handed to the director. The director is the guide, the one who looks at that blueprint and says, okay, here's how we're going to build this thing. Then, of course, you have the actors. They're the faces of the show, the ones who take those words and fill them with emotion and life. But at the exact same time, you've got the designers, the set designer, costume designer, lighting designer. And they are literally building the world that the actors get to play in. So who keeps this whole massive operation running like a well-oiled machine? That would be the stage manager. Honestly, they are the unsung heroes of every single show. They're the central hub, the calm in the storm, making sure every light, every sound cue, every entrance happens at the exact right second. And we can't forget the business manager, because as much as theater is art, it also has to pay the bills. This is the person managing the budget, selling the tickets, and making sure the show can actually afford to go on. Okay, so we've covered the what, the pieces of the puzzle, and the who, the people who put it together. But why does any of this matter outside of a dark theater? Well, it turns out that the skills you learn putting on a play are some of the most valuable skills you can have in life. Being part of a show gives you this incredible real-world toolkit. Yeah, there's creativity for sure, but you also become a master of teamwork, of thinking on your feet, and of communicating clearly. Let's just zoom in on one of these to see what I mean. Let's take time management. In theater, there is one deadline that is non-negotiable: opening night. The show has to be ready. That means every rehearsal, every costume fitting, every set piece being built, it all runs on a super tight schedule. It forces you to be disciplined. And that skill, that's not just a theater skill, that is a life skill. It's the exact same ability you need to nail a huge project for school, to hit a critical deadline at your job, or even just to organize your own life to reach a personal goal. So, as we get ready for the final bow on this explainer, let's just step back and look at the big picture. What's the main takeaway from all this? What's the secret ingredient to all that magic? At the end of the day, theater is all about collaboration. It's this incredible, powerful reminder that when you get a bunch of different people with completely different talents, writers, actors, builders, organizers, and you point them all toward one shared goal, they can create something way bigger and way more magical than any one of them could ever do alone. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. Just like in a play, we all have different parts to perform in our own lives, in our communities, at our jobs. So the real question is, what role will you choose to play?